Jose Zepeda knocks out Ivan Baranchyk in 8 rounds in a Fight of the Year candidate. Knuckleheads, welcome to the Fighters Rep, where we give you free fights, interviews in the fight game, and fight commentary from the mind of a promoter. And my goodness, what an absolute barn burner this fight was. You know, on this channel, I have for years espoused the theory, and I applied this theory to my own promotion, Fighters Rep Promotions, that if you put two really good guys in the ring against each other, two guys that are about on the same level, you're going to get an exciting fight almost every time. I 100% appreciate these sorts of fights, over the typical A-side versus B-side fights that we get in the sport of boxing. And we got a real gem in this fight between Jose Zepeda and Ivan Baranchyk, who combined, get this, knuckleheads, for 8 knockdowns in this absolutely wild whirlwind of a, junior welterweight fight. You had, the 27-year-old Baranchyk, very hard-hitting kid, coming out there and just going to war. Just going to absolute war with a Jose Zepeda who, if you look back on his career, is also a quality fighter like Baranchyk, has a bit more experience in the pros. Zepeda has only lost to, the best guys, Terry Flanagan back in 2015 when he was a badass, and Jose Ramirez in a majority decision for the WBC light welterweight title. I mean, I think if you were looking at this fight, you knew this was going to be fireworks. I'll say this about this fight, I wasn't sure who was going to win this fight because I know how strong and how tough Baranchyk is. And, with Jose Zepeda being the superior boxer but not as physically strong as Baranchyk, I said to myself, this could be an interesting clash of styles. Of course, I always go with the guy with the technique, but I thought it would be interesting. And I didn't expect Jose Zepeda to put away the very physically strong, very durable Ivan Baranchyk. But he not only knocked him down multiple times in the fight, the knockout that ended this fight, knuckleheads, in the 8th round was one of the more brutal knockouts you're going to see. And Ivan Baranchyk was out. I mean, he was knocked out cold, okay? And I was legitimately worried for Baranchyk's health because if you would have seen the way he went down, I mean, basically, he got hit with a big shot. He was out as soon as the shot landed. And his torso kind of fell down on top of his legs, and I believe it was his right leg kind of curled up under his torso and then, kind of popped back out straight. But it was a very brutal landing, a brutal knockout, and his head kind of slammed into the canvas on the way down. So, I mean, I was especially worried about Baranchyk, especially when, as they continued to record the broadcast, you saw him not really moving from the position that he was in. So, I mean, it was definitely an entertaining knockout, but also one of those worrisome, disturbing knockouts where you could kind of register, right, the mortality involved. You kind of are reminded of your own mortality and that of the mortality of the fighters that's in the ring. I would say this, as impressed as I was by both guys, and I do see, if Zepeda can maintain, right, can maintain what he's doing and improve and continue to do what he's doing, he could win a championship. Timothy Bradley at least felt that way, and I agree, but I must say, I don't see Ivan Baranchyk coming back from a knockout like that. I mean, I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. But I don't think that that's the sort of knockout that a guy 100% recovers from, not only physically but mentally. I mean, that was just an absolute brutality. I think when and if Baranchyk comes back, we got to keep an eye out for him because, man, you guys, that was just absolutely brutal. I mean, brutal is the word for that knockout. I mean, that's the operative, epitome of what we saw out there between Baranchyk and Zepeda. And I actually had Manny Robles give me a call after the fight because he was calling it for Top Rank. I guess not on the ESPN, not on the ESPN broadcast, but one of the broadcasts. Manny Robles is now being called in to commentate. As you know, we do a podcast with him, and he was just, going off on how he thought this was a Fight of the Year candidate. And Manny Robles is not really the kind of guy to say that kind of stuff without meaning it. So I think he's absolutely right, man. This fight was a barn burner, man. This fight was a barn burner. Definitely go check it out if you didn't already. Tell me what you guys think. Does Baranchyk come back from a knockout like that, knuckleheads? And what does Zepeda do next? I would love Zepeda to fight Jose Ramirez or one of the top guys at this point because, my goodness, nobody has done that to Ivan Baranchyk. And you can color me impressed. Knuckleheads, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon next to it. Join Knucklehead Nation if you haven't already. Get you a shirt, tank top, hoodie, mask, whatever it is. Because when you do, you not only support the promotion and the channel, but you also, through osmosis or telekinesis of some sort, learn more about boxing. So until you get your Fighters Rep gear, you don't know shit about boxing. Knuckleheads, we'll talk to you soon.